part of a discussion with your parents, you have to have or to make good decisions. You can't be the young man who is going to encourage his friends to gang rape or to battery a girl. You can't be the young girl who is going to encourage her friend. Chuck, you see my prayer, he's like a sex man. You can't be that individual and expect that adults are going to include you in their discussions and in their decisions because you have not made good choices. So you have to be responsible in order to be able to exercise some of these rights and to use them wisely. The Child Care and Protection Act also has some power principles. And when we say power principles, these are guiding principles that they use to create this act. And there are three of them. They looked at what is the best interest of the child. They looked at the importance of family. And they looked at non-discrimination. The best interest of the child speaks to everything that is done as it relates to a decision that affects the child. It should be in the best interest of the child, always. And it is the most important principle. The second principle is importance of the family. And this one I believe in strongly, because the family is thought to be the best place for raising a child. Do you agree? Yes. And I agree. The best place for a child is for her family, unless the situation cannot accommodate this action. It also says that parents are responsible for their children, even if they don't live with them. Parents and guardians have the biggest duty to protect their children. Parents must not abuse or harm their children. Parents must keep children safe from harmful accidents while in the home, such as drowning, getting burned, or drinking poison. Children should only be separated from their families when there is no other alternative. So that's the last resort when you have to move a child from their family. And the final power principle that was used to come up with this act is non-discrimination. And what that means is that children, no child should be treated differently from another based on their race or the color of their skin, their gender, and this one we tend to treat boys differently from girls. It's a Jamaican thing. It is discrimination. Yes. So we really need to treat everybody the same way. So the girl stay inside and you pet and powder her and the boy, go and go sweep up the yard. No. Not anymore? Oh wow. So now the girl is going out to sweep up the yard and the boy is staying inside. But in my era, boys were in fact treated differently from girls. Girls would stay in and do the housework, learn to cook, learn the washing, learn the cleaning. And in some instances, the boy would be allowed to frolic. Yes. And play. Go to the river. Climb tree, pick mango, wander around the community. Still happens? Yes. Well, I guess it depends on the parents and the environment that you are in. Things have changed. So there should be non-discrimination based on where you live, how much money your parents have, and your physical or mental disabilities. And I'm winding down, don't worry, I know your attention span is very limited. We are going to take a quick look at children in conflict with the law and what to do when children get in conflict with the law. Now, based on my experience, based on what I do on a daily basis, I see many children who get in conflict with the law. I see many young men who we have to arrest and charge. 13, 14, 12, for some very serious offenses. And no joke, it's a reality. Now what should happen when a child gets in conflict with the law? Firstly, you need to remember that they have rights and should not be ill-treated. And we don't ill-treat our children, never ever. Firstly, when a child is in police custody, the child's parents and the CPFSA, you know what that is now, my friend over here told you loudly and brightly what CPFSA is, Child Protection and Family Services Agency, should be right. So when a child comes into the custody of the police, the first thing we do, or what needs to be done, is to call the child's parents. And then we make contact with the CPFSA. Also, we make every effort not to keep our children in a police lockup or in a police facility for too long. In some instances, we have to. I kid you not. It depends on the severity of the offense. There are some children your age and even smaller that are very violent, you know. Very, very violent. And we can't treat them like they're babies. We have to use force and it's tough love sometimes when they come into our custody. If a child is arrested, the CPFSA is contacted and they usually send a social worker to visit the child. Why do you think the CPFSA sends a social worker? So, right, to find out what the circumstances are and to ensure that the child's welfare is taken care of. Also, that we don't breach any of the rights of the child. At our office, we have a couple members from CPFSA right there. Lovely people. We work closely with, so we have CPFSA at our office. They are in-house. So when you come to us, they are right there. And they ensure that your rights are protected. Children should not be kept in jail. They should be sent to special remand centers and correctional centers that are just for children. They should not be put into the same jail or prison cell as adult criminals. Now, this is one that we try our best not to do. We try our very best not to put our youngsters with adult criminals because the adult criminals sometimes take advantage of these youngsters if they're in their current space. I won't traumatize you by telling you some of the experiences that I would have seen, but I will tell you that when you go into any of these cells, the first thing is that you are not entitled to a sleeping space since you last come. Worse if you are a juvenile, you have to stand up and sleep. You have to earn a sleeping spot inside of that cell. And when I say a cell with sometimes 7, 11, or we have to use odd numbers, 7, 11, 13, 17 other men. And yes, you have to earn a space. They are not allowed to use the bathroom as freely as they want in a jail cell. So they are usually allowed to have a bottle inside there to relieve themselves. Yes, in inside of the cell. Guess who empty it? Guess who would make empty it? They just come, or the youngest man in the cell. It's his responsibility to empty all of a 17 or 16 other person container. Yes, man. Try not go there, it's not a nice place. Right. So they call it the piss girl. That's their name for it. So you have to empty everybody else's piss girl. When your things come from out by the roadside or from the out on the road, let us say your relatives come on a Sunday visiting day and they bring you a bag of snacks, the little bread, the little syrup and all those things. You don't get none. Then take it and share it out and give you what they feel like give you. Exactly, if you get any. Your mother cook them nice food and carry it from your chicken and rice and peas on Sunday because one day we allow food. And they take it away from you and eat it and not gain none. What can you do? What are you going to do? You're going to do what? Do what? Fight? So you're going to fight all 16 other people inside of a probably from right here, so probably here, so at the end here, so the here, so you're going to find 16 people inside here. That's the reality. Yes.
How do you control gangs being formed within?
Well, the truth is, we have a system in place. So when they come into a lockups, and I don't want to spend too much time on the lockups. When they come to us in our lockups, we have different sections. So we sectionalize, and the same thing with prison. If you know that persons belong to a particular community, it is more than likely that they are affiliated with the gangs in that community. You don't put them with them. Because what they will do, and we have had it, is to group up and then revolt. We've had we've had gang fights within the lockups as well. We've had persons stabbed, people killed, beaten severely. So we try to separate them. That's the only thing we can physically do.
Okay, go ahead with the question. It's about like
Don't come inside here. I hear my friend here saying that she wants freedom. You have freedom. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. So my words is do not come, don't go near no police station, don't do nothing to go near any prison cell. And it's worse for the females. I can give you some horrific stories, but I won't. As I say, I'm not traumatized on too much. No, listen. A female prison is a university. It is one of the only places that I've ever seen people boil water in a plastic bag. Have you ever seen water boiling in a plastic bag? It happens there. They boil water in a plastic bag. They're not supposed to have matches and all these things and light and all these things, but they sneak them inside there and they boil water in a plastic bag. Not anybody who can boil water in a plastic bag is a dangerous person.
Boil water, the plastic bag not melt, brother?
Dangerous person. And these are people that you don't play with. It's similar to the male prison in terms of what happens to the females, physically and otherwise. You will be beaten, you are last in, so you don't have any right, you have to earn your space, and all that is the same thing. Alright, but I'm not going to get too much caught up into that.